Now, I knew that there was an ancient Egyptian god of chaos, a chaos dragon, the enemy of light, called Apophis. I also knew that NASA had named a particular asteroid Apophis. One thing led to the other, and I became convinced that NASA and other international space agencies are involved in a cover-up.
An asteroid the size of 3 football fields will pass by a star and be visible from Earth this weekend. The 1,000-foot wide asteroid will sweep across the United States Sunday evening.
There is an asteroid discovered in December 2004 called Apophis, named for the Egyptian god of death and darkness. It was named only after its trajectory was identified to intersect that of Earth.
It's going to be a 1,000-foot wide asteroid, and it's going to come about 11:50 at night.
Apophis will come so close to Earth that it will dip below our orbiting communication satellites. And it is the size of the Rose Bowl. It'll be the largest, closest thing we have ever observed to come by Earth.
Well, Revelation 8 describes, actually the first 4 of the trumpet judgments seem to be describing the different aspects of a singular event.
And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood.
There is a range, a 600-mile zone. We call it the keyhole. If the asteroid goes through the middle of that keyhole, it will hit the Earth. 500 kilometers due west of Santa Monica.
So it doesn't matter where it goes through that keyhole.
Now, that's if it goes through the center. If it goes through other places within that keyhole, then the contact point shifts further into the Pacific or closer towards
Las
North
Vegas
America.
Or something, yeah.
Yes. Okay? But if it goes through the center, it hits the Pacific Ocean, plunges down into the Pacific to a depth of 3 miles, at which point it explodes, cavitating the Pacific in a hole that's 3 miles wide, 3 miles deep. That will send a tsunami wave outward from that location. So it only goes in a quarter mile before it gets sucked back out for the next wave to come. Here's the problem. Whatever was there on the coastline is now brought back out to sea. And the next tsunami brings it back to the shore. All the $1 million homes in Malibu, they get taken out to the sea and then back. But this time they're in a slightly different shape, okay? And so what happens is all the artificial stuff, all the houses, the factories, they get churned into this ablative force that sandblasts the entire west coast of North America clean.
The first 4 of the trumpet judgments seem to be describing the different aspects of a singular event. The first one describes fire falling down from the heavens, catching the fields and trees on fire, which is exactly what would precede the incoming of a giant asteroid, the incoming debris.
It's still kind of like a bluish sky, kind of like what you see right now. And I could see these asteroids coming down from the sky. There was probably like maybe hundreds of them falling down at the same time. And it was almost kind of frightening, like something that you would see in an apocalypse or like in a movie. And I have never had a dream like that before, ever. I've never had a dream where things were falling from the sky. And it was weird because in the dream I wasn't really scared. In the back of my mind I just kind of knew what was going on. And I knew that the rapture was coming, that the Lord was returning for his people.
We were going up and we were not far away. But it's like there was different obstacles. There were like structures, like almost like meteors, rocks, debris, even like buildings. Can't explain that. That was in our way. That if we collide with them while going up, we would hurt ourselves. But the strange thing is, we would just go through them like nothing. We would just pass through them, and it's like our bodies just restructure and go through them like nothing.
The second one describes what appears to be a burning mountain that falls into the ocean and wipes out ships. This is the first part of a giant rock that's breaking apart as it's entering space. But the third one, it calls wormwood. And this too is like a giant mountain burning like a lamp that falls down. In fact, the Greek word there, a star, fell from heaven. The word star is astron, an asteroid, fell from heaven. And it has the effect of poisoning a third of the Earth's water. And then the fourth trumpet, the sun, the moon, the stars are a third part blacked out, which is exactly what would happen with all the debris kicked up into the atmosphere from the impact of a giant asteroid.
It will hit the Earth 500 kilometers due west of Santa Monica.
And I became convinced that NASA and other international space agencies are involved in a cover-up.